So, Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey is a thing that exists, I guess. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey is a reimagining of the titular character Winnie the Pooh, from the famous and beloved franchise Winnie the Pooh. Only this time, Pooh Bear as well as Piglet are people donned in masks killing other people. Oh my god! Currently, as of the making of this video, this slasher horror flick has only been released in Mexico and the United States. The reviews are in, folks, and I'm sorry to say, guys, it's not looking good. But it's not just the critics that are unamused by Pooh's foray into the slasher genre. Fans of the franchise and the general public at large are also unimpressed with this movie. I'm not going to dance around questioning why this is. I think you and I both know that its crappy reputation is well earned for two main reasons. Not only is it just another generic slasher film we've seen a million trillion billion times, that most likely uses a million rote horror cliches that we've seen over and over again. It's also a film that drags the Winnie the Pooh name through the mud, to say the least. Now, to be completely honest, I haven't actually seen the film myself. It doesn't come out here in the UK until the 10th of March, and it's not streaming anywhere, so I literally haven't been able to watch it. So I'm willing to admit it's entirely possible that I'm absolutely full of it. Maybe I'm wrong about the film, who knows? Maybe there's some redeeming qualities in there that everyone else has overlooked, or just flat out ignored. However, judging by the overwhelming outcry and panning of this flick by all parties involved, I doubt my opinions are going to be any different. I'm also kind of reluctant to spend upwards of 10 quid on this movie. I don't think it's worth it, but we'll see. The point still stands regardless of my opinion on its quality. There's nothing wrong with reimagining something, or reinventing a pre-established franchise or world. There have been many successful examples of this being done. For instance, I did an episode of Quality Corner about Alice Manners Returns, go check it out, obligatory shill, which is a rather dark reimagining of the world of Alice in Wonderland. Something that Blood and Honey was meant to be, only this game pulls it off successfully, whereas this movie flops on its head like a fish. While Madness Returns is a darker, more disturbing twist on Alice in Wonderland, it's still Alice in Wonderland. When it comes to movies, look no further than The Fly, Cronenberg's reimagining of the 1958 original that focuses more on body horror, whereas the original was more like a suspenseful thriller. It's not a shot-for-shot remake. It has a different story, but it's still The Fly at the end of the day. If you haven't already noticed, the trend here is that reimaginings or reinventions of a pre-established formula, franchise or series can be pulled off as long as the core is intact, as long as it still retains its identity. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey is Winnie the Pooh in name only. Nothing about it screams Winnie the Pooh or harkens back to the old stories. I mean, I guess the mask kinda resembles Pooh. Admittedly, it does look pretty good. But right beside it, you've got Piglet, which looks terrible and nothing like Piglet at all. I'm sorry, but just look at that. What the hell am I looking at? Why does he have tusks? Piglet is domesticated. That doesn't even make any sense. As a self-proclaimed Winnie the Pooh law extraordinaire, I'm officially offended. But don't worry, folks, there's more where that came from. Haven't had your fill of childhood characters being evil? Well, you're in luck. Director Rise Frake Waterfield, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, says he's planning to create an entire universe filled with bloodied X-rated adaptations of classic beloved children's stories. Get ready for Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, where it's Peter Pan and all that, but this time featuring a heavily obese Tinkerbell who's addicted to drugs. Because that's what we want to see. Or how about Bambi the Reckoning? Where it's Bambi, but this time she's a vicious killing machine. Oh yeah. You know what all this crap reminds me of? Early 2000s creepypastas. Hey guys, it's Sonic the Hedgehog, right? But get this, he's evil now. And he's got red eyes and hyper-realistic blood. Oh my god. It's a really lazy way to shake up an established formula. You know that thing you liked? Well, it's evil now. Haha, bye. Funny times. People are already sick of Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey because taking a nostalgic or kid-friendly concept and making it scary, quote-unquote, has been insanely overdone in recent years. That's why there's 3 Annabelle films, all of them being crap, plus Megan, plus the Child's Play remake, plus Willy's Freaking Wonderland. Then you move on to the video game market and holy moly, is it filled to the brim with absolute garbage. Now, to be fair, I'm not saying all these examples are bad. I did enjoy Megan quite a bit, if I'm honest. What I'm trying to say is that it's an insanely oversaturated market, and by playing a simple numbers game, chances are most of these are going to suck. In fact, I know most of them suck because I've had the displeasure of experiencing them, whether it's directly or indirectly. Listen, I've been trashing Blood and Honey up until this point, but why don't we cover another movie that also takes Winnie the Pooh and shakes up with a new reimagining? Only in this case it's done successfully. Without further ado, let's take a gander at Christopher Robin, released in 2018. Christopher Robin tells the story of Christopher Robin, a young lad who lives in a cottage near the 100-acre wood, where all his friends are. Unfortunately, the time has come for Christopher to leave for boarding school, so all his buddies decide to throw him a goodbye party. Despite moving far away from the woods, Christopher reassures Pooh that he will never forget him. Many years pass, a crappy time in boarding school, no surprise there, marriage and fighting in World War II, all make Christopher mature greatly, soon forgetting about the 100-acre wood. Now he works as an efficiency director at a high-end luggage company, Winslow Luggage. Because of the insane workload, he neglects his wife and daughter, who end up going on holiday to his old cottage without him. Through some contrivance, Pooh wanders through the tree that Christopher Robin used to come through, and magically ends up in London, right outside of Christopher Robin's house. How convenient. This inevitably freaks Christopher Robin the heck out. And I mean, can you really blame him? The rest of the movie is spent trying to bring Pooh back home, reuniting with his friends in the 100-acre wood, and trying to figure out a way to reduce company's expenditures by 20%, a massive margin. Now that basically summarises the important details of the film. Now I'm gonna be completely honest and say that this reimagining is cliche as hell, alright? Like, if you've seen any kids movie which has cartoonish talking animals that the protagonists need to hide from the public and their family, you've seen this movie. It borrows heavily on that expansive genre of films, and it shows. Heck, even the ending is quite silly and what you'd expect from a movie of this genre. The cold-hearted business people in the boardroom warm up to Christopher Robin's idea of reducing company expenditure by giving workers paid holidays and making their luggage available for poorer people. Essentially, the more people going on holidays and the more accessible their inventory is to the general public, the more profit the company will earn. Based Christopher Robin. Look, I'm no expert, okay? I'm not claiming to be knowledgeable on all this efficiency directing stuff, but I have an itsy bitty hunch that this might not work in real life. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. With that being said, don't misunderstand me. This is not a negative at all. I think it's a great ending to an awesome movie. While it is pretty generic in plot and narrative, the connection to Winnie the Pooh is ultimately what makes it stand out and shine above the rest. This film constantly harkens back to the Winnie the Pooh stories of old, with heffalumps, poo sticks, and even Eeyore floating down the river. And despite the setting being largely different from the original origins of the story, the characters remain true to their original nature. Tigger is still Tigger in this movie, Piglet is still Piglet in this movie, etc, etc. It's a big departure from the standard Winnie the Pooh stories we're all used to, but it still retains the core themes associated with Winnie the Pooh. Those being acceptance, love, patience, forgiveness, and most importantly forming strong friendships and bonds with the people around you. It just approaches these topics from an adult's perspective, successfully hitting home the message about embracing your inner child, and the importance of family. At the end of the day, it is still Winnie the Pooh. The same can't be said for Blood and Honey. Christopher Robin pays tribute to the origins of Winnie the Pooh, and acknowledges its original purpose, approaching it from a different perspective. Whereas Blood and Honey completely takes a dump on all of that, creating something completely new and original, heavy quotation marks included, which just results in a lazy cash grab. Blood and Honey is the result of being completely devoid of creativity and ideas, and wanting to capitalise on what is essentially an edgy 12-year-old's lame-ass fantasy. I'm not going to lose sleep over Blood and Honey violating the sanctity of Winnie the Pooh, if that's even a thing. But it is annoying watching a beloved character be completely abused and bastardized, completely betraying the intent of the original works and crapping all over its legacy. There's a lot of ways to reinvent, reimagine, and breathe new life into pieces of literature, work, art, etc. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey is, in my opinion, the poster boy on how not to reimagine a franchise. Well, that about concludes my thoughts on this topic. Like if you liked, dislike if you disliked. Leave a comment with your thoughts on the film, and consider subbing for more quality content. I'm Maximum Quality Content, and I'll see you guys next time.
Have some more chicken. Have some more pie. Have some more chicken. Have some more pie. Have some more chicken. Have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried. Have some more chicken. Have some more pie. Have some more chicken. Have some more pie. Have some more chicken. Have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried.